everybody, it's Debbie here. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, thank you so much for clicking on this video and deciding to watch. And if you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back and supporting my channel. Every single view means the world to me. So thank you so much. So with that being said, I'm going to play today. So I have, let me move the paint. I have this, it's just a dollar store. I picked this up at the dollar store, and it's a mixed media paper, just a coiled notebook. So I've shoved some plastic sheets in behind this page, and I've taped off the rings so that my paint won't drip down onto all my other pages. And I've decided to play with some different of my mixed media supplies. I haven't done anything mixed media for quite some time, although I love it. And I have a tag swap, a mixed media ATC card swap coming up. So I have to make a couple ATCs, and I thought I would just kind of familiarize myself with some of my supplies that have been tucked away for far too long. There, something for my throat because it feels scratchy. And my voice always sounds scratchy. I don't know why. But, so I'm going to start. This is a fairly decent paper. It's smoother on this side than it is on this side. This side is kind of textury, and this side is kind of smooth. So I think what I'm going to do to start with is I'm just going to dampen my page a touch. I'm trying to decide whether I should use my watercolor paints or my acrylics, but I think I'm just going to use some acrylics. Now, I don't want too much on this page. I think I'm going to put down a little bit of this ochre, just a touch, and a little bit of this blue. This is cerulean blue. And I'm not sure what these two things are going to do, but yeah, I'm going to put a little bit down there. I want the bottom corner of this to stay fairly white. Paintbrush to use. So I think I'm just going to put a little bit of water in here and wet my paintbrush too. And then I'm just going to whoops, there. And that is it. I'm not putting any more paint on than that. So let me put some water in here so I can just kind of rinse that. If you're wondering what the noise is, so we got a salad. I don't know if you can see this very good because it's clear. We got a salad, and the fixings are in this. There's 4 little trays here that are different depths, and the middle one is fairly deep. So if I'm not moving it around, my paintbrush will actually sit in there. I think I want to blend this just a little bit more. I think, there. So I'm going to call that all the paint that I want to put on here. And I took those colors. I chose those two colors for this and for the center of the peacock feather. So now I want to put some modeling paste on this. So I bought this, it's texture medium. And so I got this. This is new to me. I have only used this once. and I spread it on with a card. So I just used a card like this, but I have this stencil. So this is the stencil that I got from Ninny's Napkins. It's nice stencil, and I've used it for a little bit of ink. I blended some ink over the script on it, but I kind of like this pattern with this pattern. So I think I'm going to do a little bit of this all around my page and see what happens. Just like that. I haven't done this for so long. So that's enough of that. And I'm going to do a little bit of the script as well. So I'm going to, I kind of put this in a triangle. So I'm going to kind of add a little bit of the script right beside where I've already put the stencil on. Like that. Maybe a little more right here. Like that. But that kind of took that off. So let me see if I can get some more of that on there. I'm going to do this. I'm going to put that back. There. There. That's a little better. So I have that. I should redo that one as well. I told you I haven't done this for a long time. I probably should have dried the tile pattern, these tiles. I probably should have dried those before I put the script on. But that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just pause you for a second, and I'm going to dry this page now so that I can keep going. But I want that off. I don't want that big square cornered piece right there. Yeah, I think that's better. That's better. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to clean off my stencil. So I'm Mod Podging this onto my background. This is my napkin. So I've done this technique before. So if you want to go back over some of my old videos, maybe I'll link one down below. But so how I got from where I was to here, I pushed pause so I could dry it, and I came back and I pushed the button, and I thought I pushed it to record, but I didn't. So this is what happens when you get those updates. So I film on my phone here. It's what I have with me. And yeah, it updated last night. So the buttons on my phone aren't the same. I've just realized that. So my recording has taken on a little bit of a new look on my phone. So yeah, I got an update. I'm sure that's happened to a lot of us, but it's not very much fun when it happens. So yeah, so I screwed up a little bit on my recording, but this is what I've done. So I took a little tiny weeny bit of this white titanium, and I mixed it with a little water, and I kind of put a wash over this area right here so that it wouldn't mute the colors in my peacock feather. And then even before it was dry, I just sat the napkin right down on top of the tacky white paint and started to brush out from the center the matte Mod Podge right straight from the bottle. So that's what I've done. So I've gotten to this point. So my focal point's on there now. And what I want to do is build up that background around it. So I'm going to let this dry, and then I'll figure out where I'm going next from here. So it's pretty dry enough to work on. So I have the next two things that I brought out were, I've got this Art Alchemy metallic wax, and I've got it in rose gold and rich copper. So I think what I want to do is, I'm not sure which one I want to use. I don't think I want to use this one. It's too pink. Too pink. Whoops, there. Yes, I think I want to use this one. Really, really rich, deep color. So where I want to put this, and I'm going to use my finger so that I can do it so, so gently. But where I want to put this is that there. So this is the texture paste. So I don't mind if it's all over. I like the color and the sheen. But what I'm loving is how it's grabbing the texture paste, and maybe I should be doing it this way. Now that should have been a thought, something that I thought about when I did that. To go actually with the brush strokes from the paint. And I should have done that. There, I've got 2 streaks there now that kind of go the wrong way. So, something to think about. And that's what I kind of meant when I said familiarizing myself. I haven't done this for a long time, so you kind of forget what some of your techniques turn out like. I do love this, though. I love the smell of this stuff. I don't know what it reminds me of, but it reminds me of something. Definitely reminds me of something. It's pouring rain, eh? The window's right up my back, and every time it starts to, it stops and it starts to like drizzle for a while, and then it starts to pour. And when the downpours come, I can hear them so well. So I want this right over top of the peacock feather. Just enough to catch. I'm going to rub it down in here too. But I wanted to catch all the texture on this page. There's a lot now with the, between the stenciling with the texture paste and the napkin, which I put over, like it's stuck down over part of the texturing, and the napkin itself has texture. So see where it catches? There, just rub it right in. I want this whole page to have that gold, coppery gold. There, now I'm just gonna rub it all over. Oh, I love that. Love how that's turning out. It's just special, something special. I could use a little bit more on these up here. And these ones go right down into this napkin, under the napkin. So I've put a nice dark smudge right across there. It kind of hides those two that go the wrong way. And I'm going to do the same thing down here. I'm going to put a nice dark run down here. There. You'll hear my husband say, "Just call me baby," a million times in this video, maybe. Or maybe you can't hear him. There. I love this. So that's the basic part of my page. I'm going to set that right there and grab the background piece of this napkin to clean my finger off. Doesn't come off, but I can fix it so it doesn't come off on everything else. There. So I have this. Now I want to edge this page. Excuse me. So I think I'm going to take this off before I do my edging. Let me see. I'm going to pull this back like this and see how it comes off the napkin. I don't want it all torn. So let me grab, where is it? Let me grab my X-Acto knife. And what I'm going to do, oh, I've got a parcel. I got to go get that. I'm going to go down the edge of there. There, that came up good. Now I've got an edge to put on there. Okay, so that came off well after I trimmed it. So all I did was, I didn't do it very hard. I just trimmed it lightly so that it would cut through the napkin. I didn't want to cut through my page. Now I got to trim this little bottom piece right here off. Let me see, I can turn it over this way. There. And the napkin is really easy to trim once there's Mod Podge on it. It just slices through really, really well. I was trying to figure out what color my inks would look like when I dropped them onto a page. So that's something I have to do something with that page now. So this on the camera looks like a hot mess because you're getting a reflection from all that gold. But look. Just look. That is so gorgeous. It's so rich and it's just so beautiful. But I need something to go around the outside of the page. So I think I'm going to, I might use some black paint. Yeah, I might use a little bit of black. Do I have some black acrylic in this bag? I believe I do, right down here. I just have a bag of Staedtler acrylics. I have all my little bottles of acrylics back home, my crafting bottles. And I took this little bag because it took up less room and gave me a bigger color option. So I'm just going to put a teeny tiny little dollop in the bottom there and use a really fine paintbrush. This one, this really fine little paintbrush, unless I have a smaller one. I don't think I do. So I'm just going to get some paint on here. I want my little lines to be quite noticeable and wide. Little and I can't get this with a pen. And I'm not sure if my pen will write over this metallic. I know the paint will go over it. So I'm just going to go around my whole page like this. I'll be right back. So I've gone around the page with the black paint and made a nice bold stitching line. I thought it needed it, but you can see I've come in quite a ways from the edge of the page. And yeah, so I've done that. Now I have a quote, and all I've done was I had some scrap. It's from a sketchbook, and the paper is soft, and it has this blue tinge to it. And I printed a quote out. I think I do need, however, to edge this. So I'm going to take my archival ink. And I shut my camera off, hoping I could get rid of some of that glare. Not my camera, but the light on my camera. And I'm just going with the light in the room. But I'm going to do this. Really edge this, make it gray. So I've got kind of a gray and black, and kind of all these colors kind of go with the quote. So there, and one more. This one's a little bit longer. These little sponges are really handy for this little kind of edging and stuff. These are just from Dollarama. Or no, the Great Canadian Dollar Store, I believe. So I'm going to do this, and I'm going to take my liquid glue. This is my Tombow, and I'm going to put it, a good amount on the back of here because I want it to stick to this. And it's got this shiny surface on it now. So it says, "She sees," in black and white. And "she thinks," in grays. But she loves, and loves, in color. So there it is. So I'm going to bring it up close to the camera and do this so that you can see how it shines, and it has all this yummy texture, just fabulous. You can see the script stamp, and you can see the other part of the stamp, the medallion part, and yeah, and it runs right into underneath the peacock feather, and the colors just go with that peacock feather so fabulously. Now, what I wish I had have done was cut this with my thin paintbrush. I wish I had taken the water into the napkin and gone down and just tore these edges here so that I didn't have this almost perfect line there. But other than that, I think it looks really, really good. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to share if you know anybody that needs a little bit of inspiration. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow in my next video. Have a great day, everybody, and stay safe.